Shavuot. And one of the interesting things about Shavuot, it says that it's forbidden, according to halacha, to fast on the day of Shavuot. What do you mean by that? According to Jewish law, you have a choice on the normal holiday. If you don't want to eat, you want to just pray, learn a whole day. That's what you enjoy. You like it better than food. You have the choice. You could either dedicate the whole day for Hashem, or you could either celebrate on Shavuos. Hakol Meidim. Everyone agrees when it comes to Shavuos, there be inu nami lachem. You must eat, and you must drink, and you must celebrate. Why? Because since it's the day that Hashem gives us the Torah, you have to express that even physically, and your body is also happy with it. It's not, oh, what a burden it is that we have to do this, and another burden we have to do this. Judaism is not a burden. Judaism is a joy. What else could God? Tell me another law of God. Tell me more laws. Tell me more things about Shabbos. Tell me more things. So in order to express that, you need to eat physically and drink physically, that your body is happy that it has a Torah, not only your soul. Therefore, if someone has a bad dream, usually when you have a bad dream, the cure is you fast the following day. So let's say you have a dream by night. It was a bad dream, so the following day you fast. And it says if you fast the following day, the dream becomes nullified and it becomes a good dream. But this does not apply to Shavuos. On Shabbos, if you have a Friday night bad dream, you fast on Shabbos. Because Shabbos, and then you fast another day during the week to forgive that you fasted on Shabbos. Because you have to make up for fasting on Shabbos. But you have to fast right away, because or else the dream will not be nullified. But Shavuos, even if you have a bad dream on Shavuos night, you shouldn't fast the following day. Because Shavuos, you're not allowed to fast. You have to eat and celebrate. And therefore, the Jewish tradition is to eat two different kinds of meals. One is a dairy meal, which you eat dairy and sweet dairy to celebrate the sweetness, how Torah is like sweet, like honey and milk. That's why it has to be sweet. You can't just eat cottage cheese. Cottage cheese with some honey. Cottage cheese with some sweetness. It has to have a sweetness to it. Because the Torah is like sweet milk. Just like milk nourishes you, gives you growth, gives you strength. A kid drinks milk for 2 years and they develop. So too, by us learning Torah, it gives us development, but it has to be sweet. It has to be a sweetness. Number two, you have a meat meal, which you eat after, an hour after, and you eat your meat meal because you celebrate that on Shavuot both dairy and meat. So you're showing everyone that you're celebrating from both ends. So this is something that you shouldn't make light of, as he says here, that even though eating dairy on Shavuot is only a tradition, but he says, Minig Avesenu Torah Hi. A tradition that our ancestors did, it becomes part of Torah. So it's not, it's only a custom. No. Since it's a custom, now it's Torah. Torah law. You must eat dairy. There's no choice. And there's many reasons for it. So therefore, you should make sure that if for some reason you want to make challah, a dairy challah, which is forbidden throughout the year to make challah that's dairy, because people might by mistake eat it with meat, because how you know that this challah is always part of. Only Shavuos. If you want to make a challah dairy, you're allowed to, but you have to change this form of the challah, so people should realize that this is not a regular challah, because if not, they're going to think it's parv. When they're going to think it's parv, they're going to eat it with meat. And you don't want them to eat that for good milk and meat. So if you want to make a dairy challah, do so, but it has to be designed different, and not too much. So you should be able to finish it for Shavuos. So you shouldn't leave over afterwards.
Do you make a motzi?
If you want to.
If you're making it dairy, in other words,
Yeah, make a motzi. Interesting halacha. You're not allowed to make dairy bread. It's forbidden. Yeah.
Only Shavuot.
No, every time.
I wouldn't call it bread.
After meat, you have to wait, but not after dairy.
Very hot.
Hour.
So that has to be 3 hours.
Now, what's interesting, also, just one more thing, and we'll conclude, is that how much dairy should you eat. So some people say a kazayas. Now a kazayas has a few measurements, how you measure an ounce. Is it an ounce of density or an ounce of volume? You know, because you take a Danish, it's like half of it is ear. So how do you measure the ounce? If you a new square, they measure it the density. So if it's ear, they don't count the ear as part of the volume of an ounce. So they have to take like almost like 2 ounces to make up the volume.
Saying on a scale, it should weigh an ounce?
Yeah.
What do you mean by density?
Density of the wheat should be not what's filled in. So let's say you have a blintzer and it's filled in with cheese. The blintzer has to be a kazayas.
You mean
You mean the wheat?
Wait,
the wheat, the weight.
Well, not the ball, so it has to be at least 2 ounces.
The weight.
Has to be more than 2 ounces.
Yeah. Anyways, there was once the Rameya Premishlana once had a dilemma. He says if he eats 1 Danish, it's too little. 2 is a problem because 2 is zugot. In Jewish tradition, we don't do things by 2. It's either 1 or 3. So 1 is too little, 2 he can't, and 3 he can't eat. It's too much. So he doesn't know what to do. So he sent a messenger to the Halik tzaddikim, and they told him a great idea. They said, you know what? Why don't you have your wife bake for you cheese ragala that's the size of 2, but it's 1. You know, it's 1 the size of 2. No, 3 is too much for him. He can't eat 3.
the size of 1 3?
1 the size of 2, so he's not eating 2, but at least he has the volume of 2 by having 1.
So it's a big blend.
It was a big blend.
But how come when you
Hashem
say
bless
hamotzi,
you.
you use 2 bread?
No, but this is mizonot. This is not. You don't make hamotzi. You make mizonot. Yeah, zuba really. You never cook 2 eggs. It's either 1 or 3. You never do that. You don't put. You don't.
What's the reason then?
According to Kabbalah, 2 is not a good omen of a person. It's either 1 or 3.
Why? It's a little one.
The Gemara brings it. It's a good problem. Rabbi Hanani ben Akasha,